Hey there, and welcome to Against the Storm. For those that are not familiar with the game, Against the Storm was released about a year ago and is sitting at overwhelmingly positive reviews at Steam at the moment. And you're probably wondering, why am I looking at a game that is about a year old? That is because it recently released a new DLC called Keepers of the Stone. We're looking at that right now. Introducing a new race you can pick, the Frogs, that will unlock at level 13. Before I jump into the DLC, I want to do 2 episodes about the in-game tutorial. Don't worry, if you want to skip that, you can go straight to episode 3. I will upload all those episodes in one go. So if you want to kind of get a better hang of what the game is about, I would advise watch episode 1 and 2. We'll do the in-game tutorial. And if you want to go straight to the DLC, then jump to episode 3. So I figured I would keep everybody happy that way. Either way, so this episode, I'm going to start with the in-game tutorial. Let's get going. We're going to change the profile here. Let's create number 2. We do mod the gamer YouTube pick. And I'll try to keep these first 2 episodes kind of short on the short end. So we might do a little bit double speed here. But I think it can be overwhelming if you're not familiar with the game and you would jump straight into that DLC.
The world is plagued by the Blight Storm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. The only safe haven is the smoldering city where the mysterious Scorched Queen reigns. You are one of her Viceroys, a pioneer sent into the wilds, tasked with establishing new settlements and acquiring valuable resources for the crown. Your goal is to help rebuild the smoldering city and secure the future of the Queen's subjects.
Okay, here we go. Alright, let's do that. Neglecting your village will increase the Queen's impatience, that is the red bar here, and bring a wrath upon you. Fulfilling your duties will increase the town's reputation, unlocking new buildings and eventually bring you victory. The main goal of this game, of every level, is to make sure that this bar fills faster than the red bar. I know that sounds simple, but that's the way it is. So we can choose a blueprint. And we can then build the woodcutter's camp. Starting point for woodcutters. Speaks for itself, right? Press space to resume. Build a woodcutter's camp and explore the forest. You have to keep the fire going at all times. This fire here on the hearth. It's very important. We have to keep that going so that uses resources. Okay. So we can build the woodcutter camp here under resource gathering. Of course, we want to kind of put it close to the woods. Let's put one here. While it's building, you can already assign people. Certain races have benefits, like the beaver, not too surprising, is a really good woodcutter, so assigned. Let's do 3 of those right now. And then I will also draw a path around my warehouse, my storage facility there. So they can move a little bit faster. I will pull it through here. Go. So we have new orders. Periodically you'll be assigned new orders from the Citadel. Select the envelope icon in the upper right corner to check the new objectives. Remember, we have to send resources to the Citadel because they're rebuilding that city there. That's basically our main mission. So the objective is we have to build 2 woodcutters camp and cut about 10 wood, not 10 logs. And when we have completed that, we can deliver that to the Queen and that makes her happy. Winning and losing, let's read it real quick. In Against the Storm, you build not 1, but many settlements to successfully establish a town and therefore win a run. You need to collect enough reputation points to fill the entire reputation bar, the blue bar. It is important to do this before the Queen's impatient red reaches the maximum. I kind of spoke about that. So right now we have 1 woodcutter camp, we already have 10 wood. So let's build another one. Let's put that for now on this side here. We'll put a road, a little path through. I will actually unassign the beaver here. Let's take a human, and I will assign the beaver here. And 1 human. Don't be overwhelmed by the UI, the interface. Things will explain itself. They're building this up, and that would be completing that order, which we can then deliver. And then you get a reward here on the blue bar. You'll see that how that goes. There, it's complete. So when we deliver, we get 3 new beavers. We get a bonus to wood cutting, 35% quicker. That is basically a global buff. And we get 1 reputation. We'll see that go here in the blue bar. Okay. We have the next quest. That wants us to open up 2 glades. That is those foggy areas here. And it wants to assign 5 beavers as woodcutters. That's easy. We got some new beavers, so let's go. Let's take this human out of here. Beaver. And those are 3 beavers. Those are 3 beavers. Let me actually click on. There. So replace that with a beaver. There we go. Now we can mark trees. We cannot tell them which to chop. We have to open a couple of glades. Like I said, this is a glade. And you have glades of different sizes and danger. Some glades, I don't see any just yet. Oh, this one here. This is a dangerous glade, so there might be an event there that might not make us happy. To put it in that manner. We'll cut this up. I'm gonna very likely run double speed now, because I want to keep these episodes short and concise. Let's do 1.5 speed for now. And we can choose a new blueprint. The little blue dots here, underneath that reputation bar, will show when you get a new blueprint available. So we can choose one, which is a shelter, which is a house. So we can build a couple of those. They require 10 wood each, and they can house 3 residents, doesn't matter what race it is. In our game, everybody gets along. Isn't that great? There we go. So we're getting some wood. We can eventually build more here. So this is slowly going to expand as the tutorial progresses. So I might actually do it times 2 or 3. I need to open these up because until then the tutorial is kind of on hold. So we open up a glade. It will show you what can be found within that area. There's some root deposits, very small here. You can see that behind the little icon here. So we're opening up this one. I can actually speed that up by making sure we select trees that are really... So you can erase those. There we go. The moment this one drops, it will probably open it up. Some flax field and some clay deposits. We completed the quest, so we can deliver again. She's going to be happy. Gives us 3 humans, some meat, and another reputation point. What was the next one? It wants us to build a small forager's camp and produce 5 vegetables. Okay. So the blueprint is, of course, they're going to be that forager's camp. At some point, you can actually choose between different blueprints as you progress in the game. Alright, let's put one of those small forager camps down. The moment you select the building, you can actually see what they can harvest. You can see that we can do the vegetables here, so might as well be wise to put it here. Let me rotate this. And I think the humans have a bonus. Yeah, you can see that here. So we'll assign 2 humans. There's a lot more you can do with these buildings. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Exploration. Although you're surrounded almost entirely by a thick forest, there are smaller and bigger glades around your starting location. To establish a successful settlement, you'll have to cut your way through to them. Glades can contain resources, treasures, fertile soil, ruined buildings, and more. We kinda looked into that, so... we have to assign some more trees here, though. Let's do this small one here. And... let's make some room for a town. So we can build some more houses here eventually. You don't want to open too many glades at once. It can be detrimental at some point. Because there's an whole other layer to the game is that the more you cut, the more trees you chop, the more glades you open. It can anger the forest, the spirits, I'm not sure what that is called. Hostility of the forest. We completed that order already, that went pretty fast. Thanks for the reminder on that one. So we get a bonus, +1 to vegetable production. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's actually quite a bit. Deliver. The next one wants us to build a stonecutter camp, get some stones. We have a new blueprint. Guess what that is? That is. Stonecutter camp. Shows right away where the stones are here. We have actually a bunch of them. Let's do that one. Stonecutters, I don't think we have somebody who has a bonus on that, so I'll assign just 2 humans. And now we have another thing that's called newcomers. That's, at several intervals, people will join your village. So yeah, we can choose. Do we want 1 beaver and 2 human? Or 2 beavers and 1 human? Plus all these resources that they can bring along. I'm gonna go for the beavers here. So now we're gathering stone. Shouldn't take long, or clay in this case. Then we can deliver that quest. This interface, we'll explain that later on. Don't worry about it. It basically shows the resources that you build up in certain categories. And we delivered it order. I will actually dive deeper into that for you. Then it wants us to build a harvester camp. I wonder what the blueprint is going to be. A harvester camp. Okay. And let's see. Is there anything that we can... Oh, there it is. Some flax. Well, I'll put it here. It's not pretty. Let me pull a road through. Cannot connect properly yet, but that will come. Do we have anybody that has a bonus for this? No, I'll just assign 1 human and assign 1 beaver, I guess. It wants us to deliver 5 plant fibers. Then a little section about logistics. So every building has its own internal storage where the goods it produces or gathers are temporarily stored. When the internal storage reaches its limit, the goods in it will be transported to the main warehouse by a worker. It's we'll see more of that. It's just kind of self-explanatory at this point. Okay. So the interface, you have different categories. You have fuel and exploration. Because you need fuel to keep this thing going. Small heart. The heart of the colony is protected by the holy flame. Villagers gather here to rest, eat and receive clothing. If the fire goes out, people will lose hope. Let me pause it real quick because it's an order already. So this uses resources here to burn. And you can assign somebody there. Depends on what race you assign, what kind of buff you get. See, lizard firekeepers are very adept at ancient rites. Global resolve will be +1. Kind of like, let's call it morale. They're good for global morale. I think if you assign a beaver, let me see if it actually says that. The fuel consumption is decreased by 20%, so they are more fuel efficient, so they don't give anything to morale, but you use less resources. Morale is normally not an issue in the beginning of the game, in the beginning stages. And humans, you have to reassign them, because they take care of the flame here, they make sure that the resources and the fuel is put on here and stuff. Humans basically have a good effect on this impatient bar here. It will grow 25% less fast or 25% slower. But let's use the lizard. I always call it crocodile. Alright, so we have an order ready. We get another patient, so it goes pretty fast, as you can see. What do we need to do then? We need to build a workstation, I think. Let's see what the blueprint is. A crude workstation. That can be found under this section. We can put that here next to the warehouse somewhere. It also shows lines as to what buildings it can work with. It's not surprising that the workstation can work with the woodcutters here and the warehouse. And let's assign some people here. There we go. Okay, so the first step here is fuel and exploration, so we have several items here. The second one is crafting resources. This is used for crafting itself, kind of, the name implies it already. Building materials. We only have 6 parts right now. At some point you get, for example, stones and planks here as well. And for food, we have different type of food, varying from mushrooms to shrimp, to meat and whatever, all these veggies. Okay, so it wants us to make 4 planks, 4 bricks, and 4 fabric. We can actually look at the workstation. You can see that they produce several items. They can also produce pipes, and you can see the resources that are being used and what it's turned into. So 6 clay turns into 2 bricks. Oh, important moment. It wants us to choose a cornerstone. From time to time, the Queen will offer you powerful cornerstones. Select the Queen's mask icon in the top right corner of the screen. This is this one here. Let's X this out. And that is kind of like a buff, a boost that you can get. So we can choose between these two. Building materials are the foundation of every settlement. Production is 50% quicker in the building crude workstation. So that is a boost that we can select. Or, the Royal Academy wants a detailed map of the region and will supply anyone willing to help. Gain 20 reed, I think it is, and 20 clay for each discovered glade. That is actually pretty handy. Now we're gonna pick that one. So every time we open up one of these glades, we get some clay and some reed. Seems pretty cool to me. Okay. So we were looking at this building. So we're producing planks, we're producing fabric and bricks. Now for some of these formulas, these blueprints, you can change the resources. There's little arrows around this. So let's say that we don't have enough plant fiber. We could change it to, for example, use algae instead, or reed. Right now we're using 6 plant fiber to make 2 cloth. We use 6 clay to make 2 bricks. But we can also change it to stone. We actually have stone as well. And then you can prioritize this as well at some point. We're going to get that. But it kind of shows what they're producing. I don't want to produce pipes, I can turn it off. So we're going to go simply fulfill our order this way. Almost there. So you can see we have quite a lead. I mean, it's a tutorial. But yeah, you can kind of keep track here with the green arrows or the red arrows when it's down, when you loosen. When there's a red arrow pointing down, that will mean that the supply is lowering for that category. But right now we're doing good, of course. Should probably pinpoint some more trees to cut. You can see how far their range is. This white is outside of their range. Might as well delete that. The building order is complete, and I think we have new villages as well. 3 beavers, 2... I'm going to take this one. Let's deliver that order. And then the last one, it wants us to get some... Open up a dangerous glade. And then... change the resource from... I don't know what that is. Scrolls to fabric in the ancient shrine found in it. Ah, okay. So let's first open up that dangerous glade then. That's the forcer's camp. This is my woodcutter. The great thing is you can move it without losing any resources. Isn't that great, guys? Here we go. You press M, you pick it up, you drop it down. And now we can open up that dangerous glade here. Okay, so we have a blueprint that we can pick. We can choose a specific specialized house for whatever race we prefer in this case. Let's do for the beavers. Those houses that require more resources than the standard default house, of course. Yeah, this needs planks, for example. 8 planks. So we're kind of working on that. Okay, it's daytime again. Change scrolls to fabric in the ancient shrine. And then ancient tablet. Okay. What did it want us to do with the ancient tablet? It can be found in dangerous glades or forbidden glades. Okay, okay. We'll find out in a moment. This means that the resources are not here yet to build. Ancient shrine. To fabric, right? So in order... Okay, an ominous shrine from a long-forgotten era. It's dangerous, but it might hold some ancient knowledge useful to the crown. So there's a threat. Disturbing the ruins. So it will basically kill 3 random villagers. Not much we can do about it at this point. It's just the tutorial wants to show how that works. So we assigned 3 people. We're gonna fix this. We need 4 planks and 4 fabric. And then we can fix it in 30 seconds. We will get this as a reward. Missing 1 or more materials required to complete the event. Let's see. We don't have the plank. I can change it to wood, actually. So now we should be okay. Okay. So, the thing is, if you don't fix this shrine, you can see a timer go down. Every time that timer hits 0, it's gonna basically kill 3 of our villagers. No deposits at Harvester's Camp. You can click on it, and you can see that this camp has no deposits left. We can move it, see if there's anything left. Ah, here, okay. You can see that this lights up right away. Brilliant. We'll just dump this here, so they will start harvesting this flax over here. Ah, yeah, you probably saw it. At the moment I click on flax, you can see that we're going to get plant fibers. There's 20 plant fibers in there, but there's also a chance to get a little bit of clay and a smaller chance to get some insects. And you have that for most of the resources here. If I click on this one here, clay deposit, you can get some copper ore and some roots. So that goes for most of the resources. Glade events, we kind of looked at that. We don't have to go through the compendium about that. No suitable trees. Sorry about that. Let's cut this. And... is that in range? No? Okay. We'll just move that building up a little bit. And I always pull a pad so they walk faster. We finished the what do you call it, the objective here. So let's deliver. And that finishes the first part of the tutorial. This village has been secured, but there's one more test of your skills. So we get the rewards, 10 food stockpiles. That is the currency of the realm, earned by completing settlements, can be used to purchase upgrades in the smoldering city. Just keep in mind, we are basically providing the resources so the queen can rebuild the smoldering city. And we get little rewards as we do so. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it here. We'll continue the tutorial in the next episode. See you in episode 2.